The shoes are these kind of pinch? Hello, and welcome back to March May's Midlife Dolly Crisis. And today, I'm not just going to be opening one doll, I'm going to be opening two dolls. So, I did mention these, and you did see them in the My Last 10 Doll hashtag that I did maybe a few weeks ago now. But I'm going to be unboxing these, mainly because I'm concerned that if I don't unbox them now, the sun will go and basically it will be autumn. And then I'll have to kind of put them away because it kind of seems odd to be unboxing these kind of things in sort of like autumn, winter time. Although saying that, anyone who was around for my first advent calendar, which was the Barbie one from 2021, will know that, to be honest, Mattel kind of think that Christmas and winter involves sarongs and sun hats and all sorts of bikinis and things like that. But yeah, so let's get these open, which I'm quite excited about it, because look, this is the can. So let's get these open and see what we think of them. So here are the boxes side by side. They are obviously basically the same box, they've just got different images on the front of them and on the back. But they are the ones which basically look like suitcases. So we've got the handle thing here, we've got the kind of the fake wheels at the bottom. They are very cute for what they are, and I did try and keep the previous one that I opened more or less intact. So obviously this is the Barbie, and she has got an image of herself on the front there, and then on the back an image of the doll there with kind of all her accessories, and then we have this picture down here which is her with the extra Ken. And then obviously his box is the same, still with the whole sort of handle thing going on. There's also all of these sort of like stickers all around the boxes. And again, we've got a picture of Ken on the front here. These images are actually really nice that they're using. And then on the back, we have a picture of the doll here with all of his stuff. And we have the same picture of him and the Barbie. So I am going to get these dolls out of their boxes, and then we'll have a better look at them and all the stuff that they come with. Okay, so here are the two dolls. They're both out. Ken was easier to get out of the box than the Barbie was. She had like a big bit of plastic kind of stuck to her back and lots of rubber bands and stuff like that. They both had tags in the back of their heads, kind of attaching them to the inside of the box. It wasn't so bad. Basically, the rest of the stuff you can kind of cut off or just very kind of carefully undo because it's sort of like rubber bands. But yeah, it wasn't too bad. Obviously, if you wanted to keep the boxes, good luck with that, because it seemed tricky, but not impossible to do. It's just, I don't know, you kind of lose patience after a while, and I think probably if you're opening them for children, you're not going to be keeping the boxes anyway. So, they're both out. We're going to have a look first, I think, at Barbie, and then we'll look at Ken. So let me move him out the way, and his stuff is here, so I've got that there. Okay, so here she is. So, she had her shoes on in the box, so that's kind of how we've got her. So let's have a look, really. I think from the bottom down, I think. The shoes are kind of like a sort of a pink wedge. Actually, not a wedge. They're more like sort of platforms almost, sort of platform sandals. So they're pink and they're sort of like see-through, sort of like pink jelly. And they've got these kind of straps on. They do still have the elastic bands on. I've not removed those. The straps have got sort of like, I guess it's maybe meant to be like a studded detail on them. But obviously they're not like painted. But yeah, so they're cute. She is a flat foot Barbie, because I know that people are always interested to know who's got flat feet and who hasn't. So she's flat foot. Then as we go further up, we have got this sort of belt thing here, which I'm going to remove so we can see the skirt properly. So it's basically, it's a one piece. So although it looks like there's several bits coming off it, it is literally just sort of like one thing, and they're all kind of attached at the back. So it obviously says extra because everyone's clothes says pretty much what they are on it, don't they? Whether they're rainbow high, shadow high, extra or whatever. So hers say extra. There's not really any sort of painted on detail. It's all in one flat colour. But obviously there's sort of moulded detail. So the middle one seems to be, I think it's meant to be like that kind of woven leather, I think. Unless it's meant to be a chain, like a gold chain. The other one is kind of like a beaded one by the looks of it. And then the thicker one here, which looks sort of like plaited or maybe kind of a links of a chain, have got chains hanging off it, and then we've got the extra thing there. So I'm gonna, as I say, I'm gonna remove that so we can have a look at the rest properly. So we've then got this denim skirt, which has got a kind of a rough bit at the bottom, obviously because that's how you're meant to have it. But it does have stitching there, so it's not going to get any more kind of frayed or anything like that. It's got, again, it's got extra printed on the fabric all the way across, kind of diagonally. And it's got stitch detail in that it's got kind of like a fake sort of fly thing. I know women don't really have flies, but you know, it's kind of the fake thing at the front. And there is all stitching all the way around the waistband. That has Velcro on the back. It seems kind of loose, as you can see. I guess it's maybe meant to hang low, but obviously because I've got her at an angle, once she's kind of standing up, it's going to fall into place, probably better. But yeah, so there's that. I'm going to remove that so we can see her. Oh, it actually Velcros all the way down there, so that's good. So that's that. So yeah, so we can now see her in her bikini. It's actually, no, this is swimsuit. Okay, so in her swimsuit. So this is really pretty. It's kind of like a split, and it's got obviously purple on this side, pink on this side, and then we've got these sort of like orchids or hibiscus flowers or whatever you call them, kind of all over them in different colours. We've got blue on this side, we've got orange on this side, and it's kind of on the back, it is actually all the pink there. So that is actually a really nice bit, I think. Yeah, so we have binding on the back here in white, and we have a strap there as well. The front bit, we don't have that, so it's literally just kind of to form the straps, I suppose, and then around the back. That does not have any Velcro on, so you will literally have to sort of remove yourself without undoing anything. We then, of course, have this amazing coverall, or I don't really know what you call it. It's just, it's really, I mean, I really love it. I would wear this because it's so cute. And I love the colours, the green and the pink go really nicely together. And again, we've got the sort of the whole flower design all over it. And it's kind of like a big kind of oversized sort of floaty jacket, but it's kind of this sort of netted material. So it's very light, and obviously, you know, if you're in a hot tropical climate or whatever, you're not going to want anything too thick. The sleeves are really nice as well. They're kind of like, they're caught at the cuff, but they are quite sort of baggy and everything. So that's a cute look. And then if we go further up, we've then got a lot of different necklaces around her neck, because she is obviously an extra doll, although she's extra fly. So we've got a necklace here which is golden, and it has a seahorse and then a sort of a starfish on the bottom of it. The next one, I'm going to actually move that because it's going to be easier. Maybe I'll show you a close-up of it. There you go, so you can just see that. It's actually quite a nice one. There's also detail on it, but obviously it's all sort of moulded in. So that is that. So, next up we have got a kind of a neon orange necklace with lots of kind of jewels hanging from it. Again, on all of these pieces, there's no sort of like painted on detail. It's all just moulded in. So that is that one. That is really nice as well. It's a really nice colour as well, because it's sort of neon orange. So that is that one. Then we've got two now left. So we have a kind of a blue choker I can't remove. There, I've kind of removed the last two because it might be easier to see. So one is a blue choker, and it's kind of, again, got maybe sort of like either a plaited detail or sort of link detail, but it's kind of blue and it's see-through. And the other one is, I guess, kind of like diamond beads shaped. And that's just sort of like a single thread of them. Again, that's a choker. So that is those two pieces there. We've then got these earrings here, and the earrings are palm trees. So the top bit is kind of like a pink, I guess it's maybe like a pink stone or something. And then we have the palm tree sort of coming off it. I don't know if they can be removed. I'm thinking not, they won't come out, so... But yeah, so that is those. They are really nice. Obviously, they're going to be a bit... If you dress her in something Christmassy, it's going to be a bit odd that she's wearing palm tree earrings. Her hair, I was slightly worried about because it was sort of banded up in plastic. But it's actually really nice. It feels like really nice quality. It's very soft. I don't know if you can see it properly, but there's lots of different kind of colours in there. So it gives the hair more depth than just if it was a flat colour. If you have a look at the pictures, which will be sort of outside in daylight, you might be able to see more colours. But there's sort of almost like a reddish tone in there as well, which is nice. And that's kind of underneath, and then the top bit is kind of darker. But that's kind of got like sort of a lighter brown sort of threaded through. So as I say, it gives it some real depth. It's really beautiful hair, and it's very soft and it's very nice. And her face is just stunning. If you have a look, hopefully you can kind of see, I don't know if you will be able to see, the eyeliner is very delicate, but it's some very kind of bright colour. So there's like a yellow underneath the eye, and then above the eye is a sort of a dark pink, and then in the corner we have a sort of orange. But that is really nice. She's got a really nice facial screening as well. There's always a worry when you're buying dolls online about what the face will actually look like when they arrive. But I'm really happy actually with both of them. As I think I mentioned in my last 10 videos, these two dolls were not available in my sort of local Smith stores, or any of the Smith stores in Ireland, actually. They weren't even on the website. The only ones that they had in store were the Safari one, the Music Festival one, and the previous one that I'd already opened, which was the winter themed one. So I don't know what's happened with these ones. It seems a shame if they're not going to have them, but obviously I'm very pleased that I managed to get them. So yeah, so that is the doll. Let's have a look at the extra bits that she comes with. We've got this hat, which is kind of like a see-through sort of plastic material. I'm presuming it's meant to be like a straw hat, because it's got that kind of like moulding on it, and we've got this kind of edging as well that makes it look like it's sort of unfinished straw. And if you put it on her head, it does actually work as a hat. So that is that. So that's quite a good accessory. It's quite a nice piece to have. We've also got this giant bag, which seems a bit odd, but I guess it does kind of match the shoes because they're sort of like a jelly as well, but this is kind of a darker or a more sort of neon pink. So if we have a look at this up close, this is kind of hanging from the handle, and I think it's meant to be, okay, so it's meant to be suntan lotion sort of dispenser, which is kind of interesting because, you know, you wouldn't really expect that there. And then here we have a shell with Barbie Extra Fly on it, and that's kind of a bit sort of pearlescent coloured. So that's cute. And this, obviously, you could put all the bits in when she's not wearing them, because it is actually, shockingly, you can actually get into the bag. I mean, you're not going to fit much in there, and it's not malleable or anything like that, but you can certainly put stuff in. I should point out the front of the bag has got a heart on there, a kind of like a sort of a diamond effect heart, and it's got sort of jewels around it, and then it's almost like a cobweb effect almost, sort of all the way around there. So that's cute. That's a cute piece to have. What else do we have? So we have got a beach towel, which has got extra written all over it in various different colours. So that's kind of cute. Obviously, it's not the biggest beach towel, and it's unfinished. It's basically just cut up. But yeah, so we've got that. We have also got a pineapple drink. There we go. With a straw at the top, which obviously she can hold because it's got one of these, I never know what to call them, sort of widget things. So that can go on her finger there, and she can drink that. She can hold that and drink that, that's fine. And then we've got a pair of sunglasses. So these are blue. So these would match the hat, and they've got a sort of a white around the lenses. And they're kind of an odd shape. I don't even know how to describe that shape. It's almost like triangles, but not quite, but with a bit cut off. I'm sure there's a special word for them. They're also see-through, so you can see her eyes through them. There you go. So, along with all that, we've got this, which is obviously kind of a bit pointless, but it's a big ticket. We've also got her little ticket. So obviously that's for her flight. Or this is the boarding pass maybe, I'm not sure. But yeah, so we've got that. And we've also got a passport. She has a pink passport for some reason. So I'm really happy with her. As I say, when you order online, sometimes you're a bit worried about, oh, what happens if she's got kind of like pixelated screening or wonky eyes or anything like that. But she is stunning. I'm very happy with her. So let's put her to one side and let's get the extra Ken out. Okay, so here's the one at the moment. It's Ken, extra Ken Fly. Or was it extra? Yeah, but Ken Extra Fly. That's it, Ken Extra Fly. So let's have a look. Actually, let's have a look at the accessories first, because that might be. We'll build up to the doll. So we have got some sandals here. So he did not come wearing his shoes. His shoes were kind of a separate item. But they are actually quite nice, and they've got painted detail on them there. So they're sort of a turquoise colour. They've got some pink stripes on them. The soles are white. So some thought has gone into that at least. I know with a lot of the time with the shoes, they are literally just sort of moulded into one colour, and that is it. But at least with this one, there is a bit of painted detail on there. So they are cute. So that is that. We've got a pair of sunglasses. Here we go. So these are clear. Now, when I first got them out, they seemed a bit bent up, but I've kind of very gently kind of pushed them together, so they should be fine. They're a kind of a purple colour, I would say. And they are, as I say, they are see-through, so they should look good on him. We'll try them on in a bit. So that is those. We've then got this, which is a cocktail. This was actually the most difficult thing to get out, because it was kind of wedged in a piece of plastic, and it was kind of moulded around it, and it wouldn't actually come out, so I had to cut it into it. But that's really nice, and that's got a lot of different colours on there. We've got a pink flamingo, we've got a pineapple, and we have a blue straw, and it is inside a kind of a coconut. So that's cute, and it's got that kind of circle thing where they can put their finger through as well, so you'll be able to hold that. We've then got this bag. So this is a plastic bag, you know, kind of a hard plastic bag. There is an opening in it. I would probably not advise that you put anything in there, because it might be kind of tricky to get out. You can kind of open it, but actually you might be all right. You might be right. Although if kids get things stuck in there, I don't know how you're going to get it out. But yeah, so we have this. It's quite nice. It's got like a quilted effect. Okay, so we've got Ken written on there in pink, in a kind of an 80s style, I would say. That's probably kind of like the 80s Barbie logo, but obviously Ken. And then we have extra underneath, and then we've got this sort of dangling, which is a yellow starfish with Barbie Extra Fly printed on it on the front there. The bag is actually quite nice. obviously it's kind of usable, kind of not, but it'd be nice when he's holding it, I think, or, you know, in the background or on a table or something, because it's structured, so, you know, it looks like it's full. We've then got this, which is some kind of like surfboard or boogie board or something. So obviously we've got detail on the front, this kind of pink pattern effect. We've got extra written there. We've got this, which I think, does this go around his, I was going to say around his wrist, but it might actually be for his ankle. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'd risk trying to put it round either, because it doesn't seem very malleable. I'm worried about breaking anything. But yeah, so that is that. The back is just a plain plastic. There we go. It's got these here which presumably you can grip, but I'm not sure if he can or not. So that is that. We have a towel. We have a beach towel here, which is actually really nice. I like what they've done with it, with the kind of the gradient colours and stuff like that. So we have pinks and oranges and yellows, but it's kind of almost like a kind of a watercolour stain almost, kind of going through it, which is quite cute. It's the same sort of material as the Barbie's one was as well, so it's okay. There's no finishing on the edges or anything like that. It's just kind of a piece of fabric that's been cut, but it's kind of fine, and it's kind of a nice prop to have, I guess. So that is that. We've then got this. I think they've all got the same ticket, by the way, so they're all on the same flight, which is interesting. But yeah, so we've got that one. And then we've got these two bits, which are the passport. So his one is yellow there. And then we have a kind of a yellow either boarding pass or ticket there. So that is those bits. You could put those in the bag, but you might never get them out again. So that is all of that. So let's have a look at him. So people were kind of a bit crazy about this doll. I think because it was the very first Ken extra that they had been. Also, he is particularly interesting looking, I would say. So obviously he's got this green hair. So he's got brown hair. He's got brown hair, but he has got this kind of green streak in it here. I really love this look. I love the colour. I don't love the fact that it is obviously like gelled to high heaven. So I will be washing that out. So in the picture at the end, you'll be able to see the results of that. It will probably be bad, but I can't live with this kind of like gelled hair like this. I just can't do it. I kind of feel if you're going to do this, then you may as well just give them moulded hair. Okay, so we're going to go from the feet up, I think, because my camera doesn't want to focus on his face at the moment. So obviously he is also flat-footed. We should talk about the articulation, but we might do that at the end. So he's flat-footed. Obviously he's got these sandals, which let's just put those on him because we'll be able to see him kind of in his full outfit then. So yeah, they fit him really nicely. So that is those. So we've then got now I believe it's called a cabana set because I think I looked it up. So it's basically like a sort of a suit, a sort of holiday suit really, or something you would wear around the pool. It is pink, obviously, and it has green sort of leaves, different variety of leaves. It's not literally just palm trees. There's lots of other leaves on there. There's also some that are kind of sketched out in pink there as well. Obviously it's a suit, so they match. We've also got this interesting binding around the bottom here, which is kind of like pink waves. It's the same around the bottom of the sleeves as well. I was going to say it's 3/4 length sleeves, but it's not. It's just the way that he's got them. But it probably does look better kind of rolled up because you would imagine that's going to be a little bit cooler. Okay, so he's got kind of like, as you would have on a jacket really, or a shirt, he's kind of got these sort of, this pink facing lapels there, which is really nice. The material seems very nice as well, particularly kind of those bits. I mean, it's obviously not like amazing material, but it's nice enough, and I think the pattern really makes it sort of special there. There's Velcro at the front, just a little bit, just to kind of keep it closed, but we might want to have a quick look there. There we go. We'll just close that now to save his modesty. On his wrists, he has got a watch on one. So he's got this sort of gold watch. I haven't removed the rubber band which is around it. There. And then on this side, he's got a few little bracelets. So he's got sort of like a white beaded one there. And then he's got, which I think is probably 2. Yeah, so he's got a kind of a double bracelet here, which is one piece. But it looks like there's 2 kind of like strands to it. And then there is a little shell, sort of charm hanging off it, a sort of a purple clamshell there. He's then got this bag thing here, which goes over him. And that is moulded, it's all in green. It's kind of a mint green colour, which is nice. I kind of feel that it should hang lower on him, that it hangs quite high. He's got this kind of, this is the bag bit here, and it's got these kind of buckles and sort of straps on there, kind of hanging off. And then on the front of it, we've got this sort of chain design, which kind of comes down here. And there's extra just printed all across the sort of the main band bit of that. So that is that. Obviously, it's all moulded. It's only one colour. It would have been nice if it had been different colours on there, but that's the way that is. So that is that. And then we have got some headphones here. So these are purple. Again, there's no kind of like extra painting or anything like that. They have got they've got kind of moulded details on the kind of the inner bit of the earphone bit. And we've got a few sort of details just kind of around it. There's nothing on here. You might sometimes see, I expected to see kind of like a Barbie logo or something, but it's actually just plain. Let's see if it actually fits his head. There we go. So he can listen to his music. I'm not sure where his player is, but because he's not got a phone either. So let's talk about the articulation. So the articulation on him is going to be the same which is on her. So they are on sort of Barbie extra bodies. Obviously this is the first Ken that we've had with an extra body. The neck you can sort of tilt, and the same would happen for her as well. There's no articulation on the body bit. There's nothing at the waist either. The arms will go out. They'll also go back and forth. He has articulation at the elbow. He also has wrist articulation as well. His shoes have just come off. That was that noise. So yeah, he doesn't have anything around the waist. His legs obviously move back and forth. They don't tend to move outwards. A little bit, but not like a huge amount. His knees will also bend. And there's no articulation of the ankle. But he would actually sit down properly. So at least that's something. I know a lot of people go crazy about the made-to-move bodies and how amazing they are. And they are good. I do like them. But I don't have a problem with these kind of bodies either, because at least there is some articulation there as well. And, you know, he can't touch his face with his hand. But at least he can actually move. And you can get good posability out of them. Whereas with the fashionistas, you can't even get that, unfortunately. So I don't have a problem necessarily with the extra bodies, because at least it feels like you are getting more articulation out of it than not. So here are the 2 dolls. So obviously we have our very first extra Ken there, and we have our Barbie extra fly here. Do you have these dolls? Would you consider getting them? Have you got all of the Barbie extra fly dolls? I really like them. I think they do feel like they've made an effort with them, in that, you know, the clothes are really nice and they're kind of styled quite nicely. And obviously you get kind of a few extra bits with each one. I'm hoping this is going to be the first extra Ken and that we do get more of them in the future, hopefully. So let me know what you think of them down in the comments below. If you've liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you know anyone that would like this kind of content, if you could share the video, that is also great for the channel. And if you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing. So from me and from these guys, I'm wishing you a very happy sunny day, and I will see you next time. So until then, bye.